This is capable of going off-road. I'm not going very far because we don't have a spare tire, but we got some vultures out here. Big vultures. Must be something dead they're nibbling on. Or maybe they're just waiting for me. And it looks like we got a coyote as well. This is what happens when you smoke in bed and fall asleep. You won't make that mistake again. You know, I've got a spare bedroom that needs a new toilet. You think maybe if I got a wrench, never mind. Oh no. The worst disaster, the Seagrams. Half gallon of Seagrams wasted. Oh, I can't watch anymore. Let's go to the video. This is depressing. We're at our garage and test facility. Let's see what we're rolling out this week. Well, whenever I use the word Hyundai, someone emails me and says, no, it's Hyundai. Whenever I say Hyundai, someone emails me and says it's Hyundai. So let's just say this is the Santa Fe and leave it at that. Redone for 2021 with the new front end and engine options. Got that cheese grater grill look. Some people like it, some people don't. I think it looks alright. Definitely unique. And here's the side view. Pretty decent looking from the rear as well. There are 3 engine choices in the Santa Fe lineup. Standard is a 2.5 liter with 191 horsepower. A 1.6 liter hybrid is on the list at 226 horsepower. This is top of the line 2.5 turbo, very healthy 277 horsepower, connected to an 8-speed dual clutch performance transmission and all-wheel drive. Fuel economies rate 21 city, 28 on the highway, and 24 mpg overall. Naturally, with the more potent engine and transmission, this vehicle costs a bit more than the standard $26,000 base. So let's go into the office and take a look at the price sheet. Okay, we can see by the price sheet, this is the upgraded model with all-wheel drive 19-inch wheels. We'll look at those later on in the video. If you want to buy American, this is assembled in Alabama by American workers, for those interested in such information. The price on this one's a bit higher than the base 26 grand because I'm told it's loaded with everything and no options. And going down the list, an awful lot of goodies that are standard, as we can see. But wait, there's more. There is one complaint that really upsets me, and we go down a little bit, they're actually charging you an extra 150 bucks for floor mats. I mean, what is up with this? You're paying this much money and they want to charge you an extra 150 bucks for floor mats? They just couldn't help themselves to add an option. I don't understand this type of thinking. If you have all this stuff standard, then let's make everything standard. Good grief. We also did a video on the Kia Sorento X line, which is comparable to the Santa Fe. We have a link to that video at the end of this video. Along with another nice Korean SUV, the Kia Telluride. There will be a link for that as well. One of the first things we do when we get a vehicle is to check and see if there's a spare tire. Especially on an SUV that might be going off-road. For 45 grand, I would hope so, but let's take a peek. Nope, not on this one. Just a cheesy tire repair kit. Okay, if you got a nail in the tire, but if you got a cut sidewall, you're on the middle of nowhere with a cell phone with no connection, you're kind of screwed. If you're going to take this off-road, get yourself a spare tire and wheel and a jack. And the second thing we do when we get a vehicle is take the headlights out in the dark and see how they work. And these are pretty fancy looking LEDs, so let's give it a go. Alright, it's dark enough. Let's take these headlights out and see what they do. Look pretty bright to me. And that's just only 1 out of 2 bulbs working. Or is it 2? Oh, now it's 2. Yeah, now we're cooking. And here's what the rear view camera looks like in the dark. Pretty good considering how dark it is back there. And going south, the panels light up pretty good. Here are the low beams, only building 100 feet away, very bright. Height, it could be higher, but adequate for city driving. Go to high beam. Not so strong on the sides, but certainly the middle. And here we have the high beams on a fence 80 yards away, building 130 yards away. Very strong in the middle. Low beams barely reach out, more than adequate for city driving again. And good headlights come in handy in this neighborhood, so you don't hit any of these new additions from your new neighbors that weren't there yesterday. Overall, pretty good headlights. No complaints from me. And in case you haven't noticed, that is a full moon, which means there are going to be some weird people out tonight. So we better get off the street. Let's take a look in the cabin. One thing I like right off the bat, the door panels come all the way down the bottom, so all of the rocker panels stay clean. Won't be getting any dirt on your pants. The feature I like. Pretty good room in the second row seating. We get the AC plug-in, so you can turn on your wall air conditioner or whatever big appliances you want to plug in here. If you're looking for the DC outlet up front, here it is. A nice large glove box, even more room if you take out that thick owner's book that you're never going to read, stick it in the back. The gauge cluster is well designed, but there is a bit of glare reflection from the sun at certain times of the day. No big deal, I can live with it. The info screen is large enough. Very nice resolution on the camera system in the daytime. Driving mode knob with comfort, smart, sport, snow. I was using this slot to put my change, a bunch of quarters and pennies down there, but probably not a good idea because this is supposed to be used to charge your smartphone. I don't think dropping metal down there would help. I don't use a smartphone, I haven't tried it. But if you do, this is where you charge it, right down in here next to your cup holder. Where you spill your drink in here and screw everything up. Just kidding. The climate control is very simple. Push buttons, switches, nothing complex. With the radio, you get real knobs, thank you. Instead of the traditional stick shift for the transmission, we get push buttons. Let's take a closer look and see if this is a better idea, which it is. There are three advantages the push button transmission control has over the stick. Number one, a stick takes up a lot of room. This doesn't, as you can see. Number two, a stick control you have to put in park manually before you turn the car off. Not here. Turn the car off like so. Goes in park automatically. Pardon the glare. And the third advantage of a push button system like this, you don't have to use your eyes to know what gear you're in. It's based on touch feel. Even if you're totally blindfolded, you know middle is neutral, up for reverse, down for drive, off to park. You do not have to look. That's what it's designed for. In spite of that, there are a lot of so-called professional car testers out there that don't like the push-button system. Consumer Reports is the biggest. In their review of the Santa Fe, they say, quote, the push-button transmission is tricky to use without looking, unquote. Wrong. With a stick shift, you have to look. With this, you don't have to look. And if you have to look with a push button like this, I don't think you should be driving. That's my take. Make a comment in the comment section. Give me your take. This upgraded Calligraphy model comes with 19-inch wheels and tires. So let's take this out and see how the ride quality is. And to find out, we'll take some mild speed humps at 20 miles per hour. Here comes bump number 1. Very smooth on the suspension level, but these big tires and wheels make a lot of thumping noises. Number 2, you would expect that. Here's bump number 3. And the nasty bump, the big one. And I see we have some reflections in the windshield from the dash. No big deal. Even though there's a lot of thumping noises from the big wheels and tires, as I would expect, the ride is actually pretty smooth on street driving. So, really not an issue. Also, this power steering is very good. Good feel, good feedback, quick enough. Let's see how these big tires and all-wheel drive handle the turning circle. Yeah, bit of wheel spin. This is a top-heavy rig. Not a race car, but did pretty good, considering. This engine's got a lot of guts. Let's do a 0 to 60 run in the sport mode. A little lag off the line. Oh, now the turbo's kicking in. There we go. Ooh. Yeah. Hang on to your hat. Nice brakes. Yeah, a little bit of lag off the line, but once that turbo kicks in, you won't be complaining. One feature that's available on the Santa Fe, you have cameras in the outside mirrors, so if you put on the left turn signal, like so, you see what's on your left. Right signal, you see what's on your right. Nice system. Let's look at some fuel economy numbers. Taking us out today, doing a lot of short trips, doing 0 to 60 runs. 17.1 mpg. Yeah, if you use that turbo, you're using up fuel. I think that's the worst we're ever going to see. But in 466 miles of mixed commuting, 23.1, which is pretty close to the 24 claimed. This vehicle has a very interesting system called Sounds of Nature. Let's see, calm sea waves, lively forest, snowy village, warm fireplace, open air cafe, rainy day. Okay, open air cafe, here you go. That's what I want to hear. More traffic and horn honking. And the calm sea waves. Look, to each their own. If you want something like this, go for it. But personally, I think this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen on a vehicle. I can't imagine anybody I know that would use it, but hey, different strokes for different folks. I'll be turning this off during my drive, trust me. The Santa Fe is a very nice highway cruiser, very comfortable. Smooth ride, good driving position. A lot of wind noise from the mirrors for some reason, but nothing serious to worry about. This turbo engine is very smooth and quiet. We got lots of guts when you want to pass somebody, especially going uphill like I am. Very nice motor and definitely worth the extra money if you're in a hurry. If you want to shift manually, picking the gears yourself, there are paddle shifters on the steering wheel, where they belong, not on the steering column like some others do, where they don't belong. Right here, very easy to reach. I'd like to do some more four-wheeling, but with all the vultures and coyotes and rattlesnakes, plus we don't have a spare tire, I'm just going to have to cut this short and wrap up the video. So that's my take on the Santa Fe after a week of driving. Bottom line, it's a very nice vehicle. You get the economy vehicle for 26 grand, or get this loaded up for 45 grand, and take your pick. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the drivetrain, so that's another bonus. Thumbs up for me. Here's some links to other Korean vehicles we've driven. Just click and watch.